Hey, Chip Kelly, you might want to cover your ears for this one. Time of possession. That's right. TOP. And Doug Peterson is all about it, baby. Mike Owens here from the Bitter Birds. And today we're talking about that time of possession. It was something that Chip Kelly laughed off during his 3 years in Philadelphia. He didn't really give much importance to it, just blew it off during all his press conferences. But obviously, it's something that Doug Peterson cares about. And it's paying off for the Eagles right now. And, there's a lot of people around the league who are kind of wondering, well, how in the world can the Eagles, be 5-4 and beat some of the teams that they have when on offense, you watch their games, nobody at wide receiver really besides Jordan Matthews. You look at the tight end position, Zach Ertz has kind of disappeared. It hasn't really been part of the offense like everybody expected. So, really, on offense, you look at this team, they have Carson Wentz, obviously the leader on the offensive side of the ball, really the only playmaker they have. And he can't go down the field and catch the ball himself. So, how in the world did the Eagles get to this point where they're 5-4 and they actually have a shot to maybe get into the playoffs here? Well, what I did was I went back and I looked at the time of possession in all of the Eagles games this year. And what I really wanted to focus on was the time of possessions and their victories. And I also looked at the turnovers in those games. So let's take a look at that right now. So what I found was in the Browns game, week 1, Eagles held the ball for 39 minutes and 20 seconds, which their best performance all year in terms of time of possession. And in that game, the Eagles had 0 turnovers. They caused 1 turnover. You look at the Bears game, week 2. Eagles hold the ball for 36 minutes and 5 seconds. They have 0 turnovers. We create 3. Steelers game, week 3. The Eagles, we have 0 turnovers. We cause 2. Hold the ball for 34 minutes and 56 seconds. The Vikings game, we hold the ball 27 minutes and 52 seconds. We have 4 turnovers. We create 4 turnovers. Falcons game. We hold the ball 38 minutes and 10 seconds. We have 1 turnover. We create 1 turnover. So when you look at those 5 games, those 5 wins on the season for the Eagles, you find that they are dominating the time of possession. Their lowest time of possession in all 5 of those games is 27 minutes and 52 seconds, which is still pretty good. But after that, you look their next lowest time of possession in those games is 34 minutes and 56 seconds. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you have that type of time of possession and you're not turning the ball over, there's a good chance you're going to win the game. So, what it comes down to is in those 5 wins for the Eagles, they have a +6 turnover differential, which is key because like before, like I just said, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out that if you're not turning the ball over and you're having a +6 turnover differential, then you're probably going to win some ball games. But the key part is there were some pretty good opponents during that stretch of the Eagles' 5 wins this season. I mean, we're talking about the Bears. Alshon Jeffrey kept them off the field. The Steelers, Big Ben, Antonio Brown, kept them off the field. You look at the Falcons, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, they were able to keep them off the field. And that's the key. Since the Eagles lack offensive weapons, what they decided to do is they turned the tables in those games. They said, we're going to keep our defense fresh. And at the same time, on offense, we're really going to pound the ball and just, let the clock keep ticking, ticking, ticking away. And that's how the Eagles won those games. So then I said, all right, well that's the formula. That's how the Eagles have to win games this season. So what are they doing in the games that they're losing? So I went and I looked at the time of possession in those games. Now the time of possession in these games, you can see the numbers are down in time of possessions. The Eagles don't really dominate the time of possession. It's kind of evenly split. So let's go through it real quick. Lions game. Eagles hold the ball 29 minutes, 36 seconds. We have 2 turnovers. We create 1. Redskins game. We only hold the ball 25 minutes and 47 seconds. We have 0 turnovers. Create 1. Okay. Now the Cowboys game. We hold the ball 33 minutes and 15 seconds. We have 1 turnover. Create 1. Giants game. We hold the ball 32 minutes and 40 seconds. 2 turnovers. We create 2. So you look at the turnover differential in those games. It's a scratch. It's even. So 0, even in the turnover differential. So that's fine. But the problem lies in the time of possession. The Eagles, the time of possession is way down in these games. And that's how they're losing the game. And they're also turning the ball over some, which is also a problem. So really, when it gets down to it, it's all about that time of possession. And that's why it's very ironic that the Eagles are winning that way now, because for the past 3 seasons under Chip Kelly, it was something that the Eagles didn't care about at all. But now that Doug Peterson is here and he's from the Andy Reid tree, it's kind of come back to Philadelphia, this time of possession thing, and it's actually the formula for how Eagles are winning games. So now we're going to get off the time of possession for just a second here, because I made a video a few weeks back about how the Eagles are just dominating the second half of games and how that's playing into their victories as well. So now I'm just going to give you a little update on that video and how the Eagles are doing in the second half of games. And, well, they're still dominating in the second half of games right now. And I mean, and that's another reason why the Eagles are doing so well right now. So we look, Philadelphia is outscoring opponents 126 to 55, which is a plus 71, point differential in the second half of games this season, including a 77 to 19 margin in the third quarter, which is a plus 58 point differential. So second half of games, Eagles absolutely dominating still. And that's another key reason why the Eagles are winning football games. And just one more stat here for the day to wrap it up. The Eagles rank second in the NFL in time of possession, 32 minutes and 28 seconds, trailing only the Dallas Cowboys, 33 minutes and 13 seconds. So, and then another stat to go off of that, Philadelphia leads the NFL in second halftime of possession, 17 minutes and 44 seconds. So that's all for today, folks. Just wanted to throw some numbers out there for you. And you know what? Hopefully the Eagles can catch those fish in Seattle, just like the Seahawks do it at that Pike Market there in Seattle. So it's going to be a rainy one in Seattle. Hey, maybe that'll actually help our receivers catch the ball, since we can't do it in normal conditions. Go Birds! Time of possession, baby. Let's do it.